Altcoin season officially kicks off, and we're going to check out the action on 3 of my favorite projects that trade on Coinbase Pro, DNT, Civic, and Loom. Let's dig into it. What's up, everybody? Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro, back again with the late night report on 3 of my favorite projects that just had a parabolic run tonight: Civic, Loom, and District 0x. We're going to start out and look at the action on DNT and then talk about Civic and Loom. But overall, as I have been telling everybody, it pays to be patient and not spread yourself thin. And I'll show you why as we check out the action that we have had tonight. So let's get rid of that. And here we are with District 0x on the 4-hour chart. Let's check out. Actually, that's not District 0x. We want to start out with DNT. Here we go. So looking at the 4-hour chart, look at this pump, guys. We started out this evening where we were talking about what was going to happen at 0.049. And we saw a 3x pump that pushed the price all the way up to 16 cents. I was given the play-by-play like it was the fourth quarter in a 2-minute drill of a playoff football game in the NFL. We had some fun tonight on the Telegram group watching this happen, where I actually tried to sell at 0.082. I put in the order and I mistyped it as 0.083. Well, we had a slight correction. Let me zoom way in on the chart. We're going to look at the 3-minute just so I can show you that first little head fake. In fact, I might even have to pull it up to the 1-minute. We were watching this action on the 1-minute. So here we were back here at this particular peak where I thought that I had put in the sell order, and then the drop happened. So I thought, well, the action is over. And then we started a rally, took a dip, and then there was the parabolic move of the century, all the way up to 16 cents. And then we had that rapid drop. But notice how we had a nice recovery here, and now we have moved into side banding. So you can see right here on the 1-minute chart, these stochastic cycles kind of helped to show the action as we could look at the price that was returning while we are up here in the peak. This is what I use as one of my favorite indicators, of course, along with the on-balance volume, but we knew that we were in a run here, so the OBV stayed high on the 1-minute. But we noticed that when we hit into this parabolic run, when the stoch was cycling down, price was moving up. That's a divergence. And then when we hit the peak, notice how we buried out right here on top at 100% and stayed flatlined all the way up to the top at 16 cents. And then we had that rapid drop. Stochastic cycle went all the way down to the bottom and oversold at about 1% level. And then we made the next move up to nearly 12 cents. I think we peaked right up to the top at 11.9, and then we cycled back down. But this is a good movement because now we see consolidation happening on the 1-minute chart. Okay, zooming back out to the 4-hour chart here. This move makes everything we've been watching before look pretty boring. And I had a lot of people asking me, hey, what's the update on DNT? So since that last major pump, when we started to look at the analysis, I started to look at the action here when I had sold for a 9x at 0.073, where we peaked out above 8 cents. We fell back down into this trading channel. We stayed here. So all the while, I said that the longer we had this bouncing around within this parallel trading section right here, the stronger the next pump would be. And so we dipped down here to the low of 0.039. Wow, I think I picked up another bag somewhere around here, and I just kept buying 1,000 at a time until we hit this next little peak that I missed which I'm glad I missed because I might have been tempted to sell here, and we went back into consolidation again, and then the parabolic move. Now, this will probably come back down, and I'm going to have to readjust and maybe get another fib circle set worked out. It's really hard to use the fibs when you have pumps that are this strong, but I would assume that we will settle down at a higher base level. So this previous resistance up here at about 0.67 could become a new base. So I might grab some more DNT if we correct down to that price. But otherwise, I'll just sit and hold and watch the action until then. But again, patience is the key on projects like this. So now we see what is possible when you are patient and you wait. And when you see these long consolidation moves, you know, sit tight because it's going to happen. It's going to pop. Now, looking at the on balance volume here, look at this run up. We're still holding up here. Even after the correction, we still show an OBV that indicates some heavy hands loading up and keeping their DNT tokens. All right, so the stochastic here on the 4-hour shows a crossover and it's looking bearish. So we might start to dip back down, and I want to see what happens to the price once we return to the bottom of the stochastic into the oversold zone. That'll be my key to load up again. All right, let's move right along and look and see what happened to Loom. Loom had a nice strong move, and it looks like a double top on the 4-hour, but it did peak out way up here at 5 cents, at which point I was about to sell and then wait for a correction. But since I missed that peak, I think I'm going to sit on this and wait a while. But again, look at this long consolidation bouncing around period, just up and down, all the way dating back here from that last major peak that topped out at 5 cents. We had this nice consolidation time period where the on balance volume was kind of bouncing around, but it started to look like heavy accumulation until we hit the oversold zone here, peaking down below the 20% line on the stochastic, and then we had that major push up. So right now, Loom is looking like it could take another leg up, but I don't know if it's going to hit that 5 cents peak again, but this is looking bullish. There's still room to go. All right, so moving right along, Civic had a nice strong move too. Look at this peak. Now we had a previous peak at 15 cents, 14.9 just below it, and again, nice long period of time of consolidation going on until we hit this major run up. But notice the stochastic on the 4-hour. We've got a crossover here and it's looking very bullish, like we're going to make another push up towards the overbought zone. On balance volume showing major accumulation by the heavy hands. The whales are picking this coin up. And keep in mind, these are small projects with small market caps. They don't move all that much volume, but when the charts look good, you can pump. So while everybody has been sitting around with their eyes glued on Bitcoin, they're missing out on these major movements on these smaller projects. Let's see what the percent gain was that it's showing right now is at 20% on Civic. We had 78% on DNT. And last but not least, Loom took a zoom, 17% hike. It peaked out way up here at the 5 cents level, but we're still sitting at 17%. So that's not bad. Now, one other project I might mention is Mana. This is another nice parabolic move where it hasn't even, it hasn't even begun to get really crazy as we're sitting right here at 10 cents with a stochastic crossover, percent K. The fast line is crossed over the red line. So it's looking like momentum could be taking up another leg here, pointing up towards this overbought territory. So I'm looking really closely to see what we peak out at. We had an 11 cents run and then a little bit of a correction, but I don't think it's over yet, guys. So once this peaks out, I might try to get a swing channel trade so I can accumulate more. Now, you can't lose on these when you play them right. So getting back to DNT. Now, since I missed selling at the peak at 16 cents, all I got to do is sit and wait. Because when we jump down here back to the, let's look at this 3-minute chart so I can show you this formation here. This looks like a big old triangle. Now, whenever you have a parallel triangle, it can break to the upside or to the downside. I had this little parabolic line drawn in here so I could tell if we were going to take another parabolic run up, but we did not. We broke through that line. But the stochastic is down here at the bottom of the cycle. So we could take another strong move up, but I don't know. Because of this settling down, whenever you see the stochastic going wild, but then the price starts to get narrow, the range narrows, it might settle down and start to consolidate. So if we run up to the peak here and we're in the overbought zone, but the price is still languishing around 10 or 11 cents, I know that we're about to get into another consolidation period. So what do? You hang on. You could either wait until a harsh correction. If it does correct back down to the top of this parallel trading section here, somewhere around 6.7, I think I'm going to double the bag. Now, that's not financial advice. Make your own decisions. Don't listen to me, because this is a very dangerous market. And the one thing I can warn you about is the stock market could crash at any moment. If the stock market plunges, it could drag down Bitcoin. We've seen it happen before. It happened last March. If we get a repeat of last March, we could get a nasty correction across the board, and this alt season could come to a close. But that's okay, because we know from the past movement of all of these projects, it could do it again. Now, past performance is not indicative of absolute future results, but it's good enough if you are willing to roll the dice, and if you are only playing around with money that you can afford to lose. Because after that XRP disaster, we all know that the SEC, the government, anyone could jump in and just ruin our party. They crashed the party on XRP, and it could happen across the board with cryptocurrency, as the rich fat cats throughout the world don't want to see this massive wealth transfer to the regular people like me, who are just trying to get enough money to buy the kids another pair of shoes. So that's all I've got for now. I wanted to give you that quick update and let you know that this is it. I think we're on the cusp of the alt season, but I don't know how long it's going to last. It could push through the rest of January and things could settle down. But we do know that next September is the time that Bitcoin is set to hit its peak from the progression of the normal cycles that the market goes through. So that's what I'm building up to. But I want to buy high, or rather buy low. I don't want to buy high. Buy low, sell high, and then hopefully hit these swings just to be able to cash in some profits and buy more and increase my positions. So we'll keep watching the birdie here. That's the end of my update. I'm gonna kind of hang out here on Coinbase Pro. I've got a Binance US account, but I haven't bought anything yet on Binance US. I'm looking at ADA, I'm looking at VeChain, I'm looking at Algorand. No, I have Algorand, I'm sorry. I'm looking at, let's see, what else is on Binance US that I wanted to get. We have VeChain. Doge is actually one that I'm looking at, the crap coin of the entire cryptocurrency sector, but it could be up for a 100x jump from, say, 1 cent to $1. Anything's possible. It might not happen. MFT is another one I'm looking at, and also I'm looking at ONE. That's a good one that is on Binance US. Harmony looks like a pretty good project, and it is doing pretty good right now, sitting at 0.0059 from a low point of 0.0044. So that's all I've got. Be careful out there. Don't get too crazy, and post your comments below. What do you think about these great small projects that are trading on Coinbase Pro where it's safe? I say safe because Coinbase is going to vet everybody before they let them on their exchange. So there's enough action happening right here that I don't need to spread myself too thin, and especially will not be taking any chances gambling away my money on exchanges that are not US approved. Nor will I play around on Uniswap, because I can't stand the high ETH gas fees, especially with ETH going bananas right now. All right, like and subscribe if you have not already. We're still looking to build the group to 1,000. You can come in and join us on the Telegram with the chat. If you're a spammer or a shiller, stay away from our group. We don't want you. I've already had to boot one person who was posting some scams, but we're just a bunch of regular people who are trying to gain from this crazy market. So we'll be glad to have you. This is Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro. That's all I've got. We will see you next time, and we're out.